Hello, my name is Gabriel Jimenez, and I'm a product marketing manager at Google working across Southeast Asia. We are so excited to be back again for the second session of the MSME Caravan Mondays program. Our sincerest thanks to Assistant Secretary Jean Pacheco and the rest of the Department of Trade and Industry for partnering with Grow with Google program. Last week, we were able to touch upon the product of Google Trends, and this week, we're going to talk about one step further about how you actually get found online with the product called Google My Business. Google My Business is a free tool that helps businesses of all shapes and sizes get found on Google and Google Maps for free. For today's program, we're going to start off with a presentation from my colleague Yves, where he'll go through some of the background as to what Google My Business is, what are some of the key features of it, and how you can use some special features to navigate this COVID-19 period of social distancing. Then we'll move over to a little tutorial with me, where I'll actually go through the interface of a Google My Business account to help you understand the nitty and gritty of how one works and how you take advantage of all the features that it has to offer. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to save them for the end when we have our Q&A. And with that, I'll pass it over to Yves. Take it away.
Hi everyone, I'm Yves Gonzalez, heading Government Affairs and Public Policy for Google in the Philippines. And I'm happy to be sharing with you today on how you can get your business online with Google My Business and DTI. But before anything else, let me briefly share with you some tidbits about myself. So, I started my career in MMDA in 2010, initially leading the social and mobile teams of MMDA, and then eventually becoming traffic director. And then I moved to MRM Macan, which is the digital arm of Macan World Group in the Philippines, heading the social and mobile teams, before starting in Google in 2018, where I lead government engagement, focusing on projects like today. So with that, let's now begin our session on how you can stay connected with your customers using Google My Business. Today, we will try to keep it short, and we'll try to keep it simple by only focusing on two main learning points. First is you will learn what is Google My Business. Google My Business as a tool and how it will help improve your online presence and help you stay connected with your current and new customers through Google Maps and Google Search. Second, we will discuss how Google My Business can help your business keep it running during this time of social distance due to COVID-19. We know that times are tough right now and many businesses, so we want to be helpful as much as possible with our products. All right, so let's get started with understanding what is Google My Business exactly. So to start off, Google My Business is a free Google tool that was specifically made to help all small businesses build their presence on Google Maps and Google Search. Every day, thousands of Filipinos are searching on Google for local businesses they know and even businesses that they don't know. For example, let's imagine that I have a pair of shoes, but the sole is a bit damaged or wearing out. Now, I don't want to spend money on a whole new pair. I just want to have this existing one fixed. So I'll type into Google Search or Google Maps, shoe repair near me. When I do that, a bunch of local shoe repair stores will show up like this, Shoe Clinic, that's on the screen. But you might be wondering, how does that business get their information on Google? Or how does Google know that store hours of that business? Or even where that shop is located? And that's where Google My Business comes in. If a business wants their business information to show up on Google and wants it to be accurate, then they enter that information on Google My Business. Google uses that information that you enter in Google My Business and surfaces it on Google Search and Google Maps for relevant user searches. Whether a customer types in your specific business name or looks for business category where you belong, your business information can show up accurately and professionally. The best part is that you don't have to pay anything for all of this. It's all free for you. And by just creating a Google My Business listing for free, you can unlock new ways for your business to show up and for you to engage customers. We've already discussed the first way, which is what you can see on the left. With a Google My Business listing, you can present fresh and useful information about your business to your customers. You can show your business address, contact number, store hours, menu, photos, and so much more. Second, as can be seen in the middle screenshot, Google My Business is also a free way for you to gather reviews of your business online and engage and reply to your customers. Once you create a Google My Business listing, your customers can leave stars and reviews that will make new customers interested to try out your business as well. Finally, once you create a Google My Business listing, you show up to customers who are interested in the services or goods that you offer, even if they don't know the exact name of your business. Google helps track how many customers are finding your business on Google Maps and Google Search and showing you analytics for those. As you can see here, Google My Business information allows your business to show up on all types of devices, whether someone is in their laptop at home or on their phone while they are in their commute. And if you didn't catch this before, Google My Business is available to all types of businesses with a physical presence. Restaurants, repair shops, clothing stores, pharmacies, grocery stores, the list just goes on. Throughout our presentation today, if you have any questions, you can type them in the chat so that one of our Google experts can try to answer it during the training. Or we can answer some questions during the Q&A after the presentation. Now that you understand what Google My Business is, let's get you started on setting up your own Google My Business listing. Some of you may already have a Google My Business listing, and that's fine. You can still follow along to learn best ways to optimize your listing. If you have another device, you may try completing these next instructions to set up your Google My Business listing, or just follow along and try on your own later. Before you can set up a Google My Business listing, you must first create a Google account. If you have a Gmail address that ends in @gmail.com, then you already have a Google account. But you can also use any other email address, such as your work email or an address from another provider, to create a Google account. To create a Google account, go to google.com/account. If you already have a Google account, you will land on a welcome page, which means that you do not need to create a new Google account. But if you don't have a Google account, you will land on the sign-in page, as you can see in step 1. Click the blue text that says Create Account, and in the drop-down menu, select to Manage My Business. You will then be taken to step 2, where you will need to enter your name, create your password, and come up with your new Gmail address. Remember though that you don't have to make a new Gmail address if you want to associate an existing email address that you already have. To do that, just click the blue text that says Use my current email address instead. Once you finalize that information, you move on to step 3 to provide your phone number for verification, your birthday to verify your age, and an optional recovery email. The next 2 steps after this are to verify the number that you've provided. There are a couple of ways you can register to Google My Business, but here are 2 recommended and fast methods. Remember that at some point, you will need to request a verification code to verify your business address and to fully set up your Google My Business listing. If you don't have a verification code, that's okay. Don't worry. You can request one later on as we go along. We recommend the option on the left, which is where you will start by downloading the Google My Business app, which is available in the App Store and on the Play Store, to register and manage your Google My Business listing. However, if you already have a received verification code, either from Google or from DTI, then we recommend using the shortcut website on the right. To do this, you go to g.co/pinverify. If you've already created a Google account, an automated page will show up where you can enter the verification code that was provided to you. Or if you don't, then you will be asked to sign in to your Google account. Just use the steps that we mentioned earlier today. Remember, if you don't have a verification code to enter now, that's okay. You can get one after you set up your profile, and we'll also show you more in the next slides. Once you start to register for Google My Business, you'll need to enter important information to make your business details that show up on Google Search or Google Maps accurate as they can be. First, tell us the name of your business. If you already received the verification code, then this part might already be filled in automatically. Next, let us know if customers can actually visit your store so that way we know to make it show up on Google Maps. Just to note, some businesses like, for example, plumbers, don't have physical stores that customers can visit. Instead, that business will go to the customer. So if you want customers to visit your store, select yes. If you do not want customers because you do not have a physical store, then select no. Next, some of you will need to enter your address or verify that the pre-populated information is correct. Please provide all business address details and make sure it's all accurate. Finally, similar to the second question, let us know if your business provides services outside of your actual store. And this includes services such as home repairs, deliveries, and more. Now we're on the last few steps to register. After you've given us your address, we ask you to drop a pin on the map to help better verify where your business is physically located. This doesn't have to be perfect, but do try your best to get the pin to drop as close to where your business is as possible. Next step is to tell us your business category so we can help make sure your business shows up to customers looking for businesses like yours. Choose the category that best fits your business. Also, take note that you can update this later if you decided another category is more appropriate. The last couple of steps are optional, but it does help customers reach and understand your business. Please provide a phone number where customers can use to contact you and your website if you have them. At the very last step, you'll see a summary page. Review it and make sure you click on Finish to complete the registration process. At this point, a postcard will be sent to your address. A postcard with a verification code will be automatically delivered in about 5 to 7 days to the address that you put. Do note that due to some local postal issues, the postcard may take longer to reach you. That's why we recommend that you request a verification code under the next step, which is through the DTI. We've worked with the DTI to make verification faster. All you have to do is to visit the URL on the screen or scan the QR code that's displayed on the screen right now. I'll pause for a few seconds so you can save a screenshot of this for easy reference. So again, just to take note, if you want to skip the whole postcard verification step, just signify your intention to the DTI that you want to get your business verified by going to the website displayed on the URL here or visiting the scanning the QR code displayed as well. What we've seen is that verified businesses are 5 times more likely to get business from Google. So make sure that you get your business verified now through the DTI's e-commerce team. So you've all just learned how to register a Google My Business listing, but there are some features we want to discuss so you understand all the ways that Google My Business can improve your online presence. Once you register, you will be directed to set up these features in your accounts. And remember, all of these features we're going to talk about today are free. We'll start with the first 4. The first 4 are all focused on helping you establish a strong online presence so customers can easily find you on tools like Google Maps and Google Search. The first and most critical step is to make sure that your Google My Business profile is completely up to date. In addition to an address or phone number that you've already added, make sure that your business description and your store hours are updated, especially if you have changed them due to COVID-19 impact or due to seasonality. The more information you provide about your business, the better the user experience. The next feature is posts, which allow you to share customized posts that show up under your business in Google Maps and Google Search. As you can see on the screen, there are a variety of posts that you can do, from business news, event announcements, coupons and offers, and even product updates. You can pair these posts with attention-grabbing photos and videos to really engage your consumers. If you're trying to improve your business's online presence, it's also important that you use photos on Google My Business to share pictures of your store's interior and exterior, your products, and even your employees. Customers are very visual users online, so help them visualize all that your business has to offer with photos. Adding photos is as simple as taking a picture with your mobile phone and then uploading them right away. If you've always wanted a website but haven't had the time or the resources to build one, then you can take advantage of the Google My Business feature that helps you create a free website in just a few minutes. This free website is attached to your Google My Business listing and even uses the data from your Google My Business listing. It's super easy to set up, but it also gives you enough options to customize the site to your liking, and again, it's free. Now, if the first four features were all about helping customers find you, the next three are all about helping you interact with them once they've found you online. For example, have you ever found a shop or a cafe on Google Maps and looked at the reviews from previous customers before you chose whether to go to that store or to that restaurant? Or have you ever wondered how you could get online reviews for your business? That's where the fifth feature comes in. Once you set up a Google My Business listing, customers can leave comments on the great experience they have had with your business for others to read. And as the owner, you can even reply to the reviews to help build loyalty through this virtual customer interaction. And if communicating through reviews is not enough for you, you can also set up this next feature, which is messaging. With messaging enabled, customers can communicate with your business instantly from Google Maps or search. You can receive these messages on your mobile device through the Google My Business app, as well as if multiple people own or manage your business profile, each of them can respond and message with customers. Now, when a customer finds you on Google Maps, you can incentivize them to follow your business listing to get updates by offering them exclusive welcome discounts like discount on a dish or even on a serving on a service that they avail of when they actually visit your business. It's a good way to incentivize interaction that will make sure that your customers are actually going to be incentivized to visit your store. Now, these final features will help you round out how you understand your customers and interact with them online. The most important feature to mention here is the Insights tool. By using the Google My Business Insights tool, you can understand how many customers have found your business profile on Google Maps or Google Search. Also, you can understand what actions they took once they've landed on your profile. Maybe they checked out your store hours, maybe they called your phone number that's listed, or maybe they used the navigate button to navigate to your store. In addition, the Insights tool will also let you know how these actions have changed over time to really help you understand how you might be able to improve your Google My Business listing and information, and even how you interact with the potential customers. To make it easy for customers to share your business profile with other potential customers, use the short name feature of Google My Business. The short name feature can create a short URL that directly and quickly connects to your Google My Business profile. Once you create the short name, the quick URL will show up as a simple URL called g.page/ followed by your business's short name. One of the final ways customers can interact with you through Google My Business is the question and answer feature. Customers can leave a question about your business for you to answer. For example, if you own a coffee shop and a customer might ask if you offer non-dairy milk options like soy milk. And if you as a business owner think that this will be a frequently asked question, you can highlight it so that other customers can find it before even asking again. Finally, if your business reaches the point where you're ready to do paid advertising, Google My Business quickly integrates into Google Ads to help you reach even more customers to drive your goals like calling, website traffic, and even store visits. Now, to wrap up this training, we wanted to share some ways that Google My Business can help your business weather the storm during this COVID-19 pandemic. We know that times are tough for many businesses across the Philippines. With social distancing in place, it's more important now more than ever to help you improve your online presence and how you interact with customers on the online space. During COVID-19, many businesses were forced to adjust many parts of their business. For some, it's been adjusting what hours you're open, or if your business is now operating out of a new address such as your home. For other businesses, it could be that you now accept digital or contactless payments or only offer takeaway or delivery options. Whatever changes you've had, to make, it's important that your existing and new customers are informed about them. The following is what we recommend that you do on Google My Business to keep your customers informed. First, make sure your business hours are updated correctly to reflect your hours during COVID-19. We've also created a new status label to let customers know if your business is temporarily closed. You can put and remove this label the moment your business is able to operate again. If you own or operate a restaurant, you'll want to take advantage of our attributes feature and confirm if your restaurant currently offers dine-in, takeout, or delivery. As you can see on the right, these attributes show up clearly at the top of your Google My Business profile on Google Maps and Google Search. Letting people know that you offer takeaway and delivery is a great way to keep attracting businesses, especially during this pandemic. Just like it's important to ensure your business hours are correct, it's just as important to update your business phone number if it's changed. For example, in the Philippines, for Metro Manila, you want to make sure that you add the 7 or the 8 in your phone number so that the people calling you in Metro Manila are able to actually call your correct number. As another example, if you're running your business from your home, but your business profile still has your office phone number, you may need to temporarily update your contact number to your home phone number. Make sure you make it easy for customers to reach you in the right way. And finally, things are often changing for your business during COVID-19. So it's important to regularly update your Google My Business to reflect those changes. Google has created a special COVID-19 posts that show up on their business profile on Google Maps and Google Search. It's a quick and effective way to remind people if you have special hours of operation, if you have changed what your business is offering at this time, if you have any additional requirements before a person can go to your business, or if you have any special deals customers can take advantage of during this time. As the COVID-19 situation keeps evolving and you keep trying to learn more about Google My Business, your best friend will be the Google My Business Help Center, which you can find at the URL on the screen. I'll take a pause right now so you can take a screenshot, and this Help Center will contain the FAQ section so that you can really understand, get to know more about Google My Business. Congratulations everyone, you've reached the end of this session. Today you learned about Google My Business, what it is and all its benefits. And we hope you took away some of the key features that you should use to set up your business profile and how you can optimize your business profile, especially during COVID-19. We hope that everything we shared with you today will be helpful and help you improve your online presence and make sure to keep your business up and running during these tough times. If you are interested in learning more about how to move your business online, we are sharing some helpful resources that we want to highlight today. We also have our newly launched Grow with Google website that has tons of learning materials, from free lessons to short YouTube videos and even official certifications that can add to your resume. It has resources for small businesses, students, teachers, developers, and more. To check it out, just visit g.co/growphilippines. With that, thank you very much.
All right. Thanks, Eves, for that wonderful presentation. Now, it's back to me, and you might notice it's a little bit of a costume change right now, but that's because I'm going to take you guys through a tutorial of the actual Google My Business UI. And since I'm going to have to do a little reading, I need the glasses now. Now, Eves went through a bunch of great information on the exact type of tools and features that you can use in Google My Business, the ways that you can think about using some of those features to navigate COVID-19 and the social impact of social distancing. And he helped you understand what is Google My Business, how do people actually connect with your business with it. Now, this is all super great, but I think what's really going to help solidify the power and impact of Google My Business is if we walk you through the actual user interface with an example of a Filipino business that has a recently created Google My Business account. So that's what we're going to do today. As you can see on my screen, I'm actually currently in a Google My Business account that has been set up for a local restaurant in the Philippines. The restaurant's called Chihuahua Express, and as you might guess from the name, it's a Mexican restaurant. Now, the examples I'm going to show and this information that's going to be demonstrated in here will definitely be a little more related to a restaurant because the example business is a restaurant. But know that all the details and all the insights and all the different types of features that we're going to show you, they're all things that you can use and take advantage of as any type of business. And remember, everything that you're going to see in Google My Business that I'm about to show you is free. All right, let's jump into the UI right now. So when you get into this actual page after you've created an account, you actually will normally land on the home page that you can see here. And the home page, like a lot of home pages for different platforms, is going to be basically an aggregate look at all the different types of features that Google My Business have, and it'll give you just a few little snapshots. So at the top here, you can see some important updates from Google My Business, things around like actions you can take to help stay connected to your customers during COVID-19. It will even prompt you to do some things that might help your account, like this one is suggesting right now to add photos of a menu. I'll dive into that a little later. Some of the important things you'll be able to see though is just performance. Performance will give you just like a recent update of all the views, searches, and activity that you've had in general from both Google Search and from Google Maps that basically triggered your business to show up. And then on the side, you'll also be able to see some recent reviews that you've gotten or reviews that you have from the past. Now, if we scroll down a little bit more, there's even some more information from Google about different types of features that you can take advantage of. So when you come to the homepage, you can really think of this as two things. It's going to either give you just some quick snapshot, high-level insights into some of the performance of your account, and then it's also going to be the home for where Google is going to recommend different types of features that you could better take advantage of with your Google My Business account. And to be honest, Google My Business is always evolving and growing, so there's always going to be some new features rolling out that you can take advantage of. And we know that at the end of the day, a lot of you are busy managing your businesses, so you can't enact or take advantage of every feature right away. So don't ever feel stressed when you come here that there's a lot of things to review. Just think of it as like a checklist that you try to get through every so often once you have time to kind of add more features. All right. So that was covering the home section. But now let's actually go through every detailed part of the Google My Business interface. Basically, I'm just going to be referencing all the same features that Eve's already explained, but you can see them now as a real life example with the business. So how you navigate between the different features is going to be here on the left-hand side. You can see here the navigation menu. If you ever want the navigation menu to go away because it just takes up too much space, all you have to do is hit this icon here that kind of looks like 3 stacked bars, and then it goes away and you have a little more room to play with and to view your information. To bring back that menu, all you do is click on that and you see the menu options come back right here. All right. So for today, we're going to focus on these items right here because they'll be the ones that will help you take advantage of all the good things that Google My Business can provide for you and your company. So let's start with the first section, posts. So posts is a tool that you can basically use in order to add as the name suggests, a little post to your Google My Business listing that will call out a special feature, special promotion, or special update that you want users or consumers to understand when they see your listing. So one great example that a lot of companies are using right now is a COVID-19 update, where you go and you click on the COVID-19 update, and you basically can update your status so that you can let people know about things that have changed because of COVID-19. Maybe as a restaurant, you want people to know like you're offering now discounted delivery amongst a certain kilometer radius. Maybe as a barbershop, you want people to know that you are following really strict guidelines regarding sanitation and cleanliness, and you want to call that out here. Maybe you want to let people know for COVID-19 that your actual store hours have changed, or that the actual location isn't open, but you're still doing services, you're still sending out your products via mail and things like that. So it's just a really good, convenient way to call out special changes that happen to your business, especially for customers who maybe don't come to you constantly, but come to you once in a while, and they might be a little surprised if something has changed because of COVID-19. Now, there's a bunch of other examples that you can do too. There's something where you can add an offer. This is an option where if you have a special promotion go on, maybe you have like a buy 2 get 1 free offering, maybe you have a special holiday offer that you want to call out. This is a great type of post to put there. You can add a photo to it. You can also select the dates that you want it to run. So this is a great example of like a holiday promotional offer where you only want it to run maybe a few days leading up to the holiday and a few days after. So maybe Easter is not too far away. You do a promotion starting the week before, and then you let it run until maybe the day after Easter, something like that. Similarly, you can also add like a special event. So potentially you might have like a special event coming up that you want people to know of. Maybe it's your business's 1 year anniversary, and you're having a special promotion or a discounted items that you want people to know about, or something that you want to call out. Again, you can do everything that you can here for the other ones in terms of adding a photo, adding a start date and an end date to really give more details to your consumers. But again, where we really see a lot of people using this tool right now is around COVID-19, because it just really lets you conveniently let people know how things might have adjusted. So that's posts. Some businesses take advantage of it, some don't, and it's just up to you what works for you. The next section you're going to see is info. So info is a section that will actually be populated after you create your Google My Business account, because when you create your Google My Business account, it's going to ask you for this type of information on your business. So you're going to see things here that you would probably guess and assume that you would see. So here you're going to see obviously the name of your business, the category that you've listed. So this is a Mexican restaurant, so it's listed as a Mexican restaurant. You're gonna, if you've verified your PIN and your location, you're gonna see the actual location of your business show up here on the Google Maps icon. You're also gonna see store hours, and you can adjust the store hours whenever you want. You can add special hours for any special type of event that you're maybe having. You can have if you have a website that you want to lead to, that will also be listed here. If you have a menu, because maybe you're a restaurant, you can add that here. If you're working with a delivery company, like a local food delivery or just a general delivery company, you can make sure that it'll list the links that are for that. Same things as you would guess below here, like reservations, things like that. Some of these, I again said that they will seem more related to restaurants, but some of these actually work for other businesses, like order ahead or like website links are things that other businesses might sometimes want to take advantage of as well. Another really cool information that you'll see down here is just some stuff to give, especially new customers, a sense of like what's the vibe or style or like or kind of general atmosphere of your business. So you can add anything around like accessibility. Are you wheelchair accessible? You can add things around like if it's good for kids, if it's good for groups. You can add things like special payment offerings. Maybe you want to just let people know that you accept multiple types of credit cards or different types of digital wallets. So there's tons of different options that you can list here. And again, don't get overwhelmed if there's too many things to have at once under the info section. As you move along with your business and you move along with using Google My Business, just take a stab at a checklist and always trying to add and update. The best thing you want to do is just let customers know up front like what to expect about your business. And that's a really good way to make sure that they're satisfied when they come and actually and know what they're getting when they come to your business. And I know personally, especially if it's any place that I'm going to go to get like a service where it's like a barbershop, tailor, restaurant, things like that, I love seeing information here around the different like amenities or accessibility or the different types of health and safety guidelines, especially during COVID-19. So tons of information that you can list here. And then at the bottom, there's also ways for you to add like a little description of your business. Or if you maybe haven't opened up yet, you can put a future opening date. So tons of information here on your business. Again, most of it you will have added when you create your profile, but there's also some stuff that you can update along the way and add on afterwards. One quick thing to also note is in the top right hand corner here, you're going to see where is your business listed. Again, the two options are Google Search and Google Maps. If you've disabled one of them, you'll see here like, oh, I'm actually not listed there. Maybe there's something I need to adjust in the settings. For this restaurant, they're both viewable on Search and on Maps. So that's the info section. Let's do a quick jump into the menu section, just in case there's anyone out here who's running like a restaurant, but we won't spend too much time in there. So in the menu section, again, this is especially helpful and will show up for restaurant owners. You are going to see two options. One at the bottom is where you can actually add specific items from your menu. You can do the name and the item price, and you can even put a little description. So if this business wanted, they can maybe say we have the super burrito priced at this much, and then you can tell everyone the ingredients in it. Like in the burrito, there's rice, beans, chicken, guacamole, onions, etc., etc. Now, a lot of businesses actually choose not to do that, and instead what they do is they actually do what you can see at the top here, which is where they just post a photo of their menu. And that actually is super helpful for people as well, because they can at least see what you have, and you just want to make sure that's updated as you move along. But as you can see here, here's just like a very clear and clean and easy to read description of the menu photo, and users can just use that. Now, some businesses, if they don't actually post a photo from their own menu that's easy to read, sometimes a user or the actual business owner will go ahead and put in a photo from the actual menu in the store. I always recommend that you should make sure that you as a business, Google My Business owner, that you should make sure that you add something, add the menu image here if you're a restaurant, okay? Now, let's move on to the next section, which I think is actually going to be super helpful for businesses that are learning to navigate their online presence for the first time or how to grow their business online. And that is the Insights section. So the Insights section is all about, as the name suggests, it's Google's way of giving you some actionable insights about the ways that you can better be found by customers or better connect with your customers online. So at the top of this Insights section, you're going to see something that basically tells you how are people normally searching and finding your business. There's three primary options. There's either someone directly searches your name and you come up. There's a discovery option where people who are looking for like your business profile when they're searching for like a category, product, or service show up. And then there's branded, customers who find your listing searching for a brand related to your business. So for this specific business, you can see that the most way that they're being found is actually through discovery. And this is really interesting because that means that they're actually being able to take advantage of Google to potentially find new customers that don't even know their specific name. So this means that people are maybe looking for just like Mexican restaurants near them or Mexican restaurants in the neighborhood that the business exists. And then their business is showing up because of that. That's a great way for them to find potential new business that might not know about them. And if we see that most of their traffic is coming in that way, you can see how that can also be advantageous for other businesses to also be discovered that way. Now, I will say that like you can adjust how the view here for how much time you look at it. But in 1 month, this is actually a pretty good amount of searches to be shown up for and a lot of potential customers that could come through. Now, at the bottom of these insight sections, one thing I do want to point out is that Google will probably recommend some actions that you can take based off what it's seeing in the data. So for this one, it's recommending that businesses with recent photos typically receive more clicks to their websites. So it's suggesting like you're getting discovered a lot, but maybe you can drive even more clicks to the website if you post a few more photos. And we'll get into that a little bit more about how many photos this has. But let's keep going down. So now we just said like, how are customers searching for you? This is where customers are actually viewing your profile and you're comparing, are they viewing you more on Google search or more on Google Maps? So for this business, if we look at like the last month, they're more so being found on Google search. That doesn't mean they're not being found on Google Maps. Like 4,000 viewings on Google Maps is actually pretty significant, right? It's just double that on Google search, but that's why it's important to show up on both, especially if you have like a physical store presence. All right, let's go down a little bit here. Next is customer actions. Customer actions is a section where you're going to be able to see of the 3 most valuable actions that people can take, which ones are the most common. So that's either when they're on your Google My Business, they're either going to visit your website, request directions on how to get to you, or call you. For this business, it's pretty even spread, and you typically would see that for like a restaurant where like there's an even amount, at least between request directions and call you. You might not see people coming to visit your website as much. Down here, you're going to see just some information on Google Maps where like basically it's just going to list where is the area where most customers are requesting direction from, and then it's going to try to quantify that. So here you're seeing like a 10. And then one of the last couple things that you'll see is phone calls. It'll give you the average number of phone calls you're getting and what days you tend to be getting the most. So maybe if you are like a I'll go to the barbershop example again, or the salon. Maybe you're getting tons of calls at the beginning of the week, and you should know, like, all right, we definitely need to hire a receptionist for those first few days, because then they'll schedule all the appointments for the end of the week and the weekends, and that will help us, balance the workload a little bit more. And then the last thing is, what is your business known for? So if you read here, it says, how do you score on key attributes that help customers decide where to go? This is actually stuff that is surfaced from the users when they interact with your profile. Google My Business will actually prompt them to give them feedback. And it's things around like, is it casual? Is it good for groups? Good for kids? Is it accessible? There's a bunch of different attributes, the ones that we actually looked at when we looked in the info section. And then here it'll list how often people are actually responding or interacting with those attributes. So as you can see here, for this business, a lot of people are finding that it's a very casual place. It's really good for groups and good for kids, which is actually probably something that you want if you're a Mexican restaurant, right? You want to really hit high on all those indicators. So there's a bunch of other things that you can check out here, but I'm just going to jump into a couple last sections since we're a little short on time now. One thing we really recommend that customers do, or users do who have Google My Business profile, is add photos of your business. It's so much more likely to cause customers to actually interact with your Google My Business profile, and will cause them to actually take action when they see that customer profile. So what's really great is a lot of users of Google My Business will go ahead and add some of those example photos I mentioned earlier, like a menu or photos of their exterior. But you can also add photos of the actual products that you sell, such as food, clothing if you're a clothing store, or maybe even like photos of work that you've done. If maybe you're an auto repair and you want to take a photo of the different cars that you worked on and things like that. So that's all allowed. You'll also notice that customers can actually add photos to your business if they want, but don't worry, there's a way for you to make sure that if there's a photo that you don't want added, you can flag it and get it removed. But it's actually just a really helpful way for customers to be able to interact with you and actually show their love for maybe the service or products that you offer. And so just this section, the thing to really key in on here is that whenever you add these photos, you can actually, the Google My Business machine learning aspects are going to actually pre-categorize the photos into different types of categories, as you can see here, like interior or exterior, food and drink. We'll click on here as an example. And it's a good way to help you see what are the different types of photos you have and how much are people interacting with them. Now let's just move on to our final section here, which is reviews. So as many people might already know, Google My Business allows customers to actually leave reviews for your business. But my favorite aspect of Google My Business, and what you can see here, is actually that you have the ability to respond to these customers that leave remarks. And this is a great way so that if someone gives you a really great piece of feedback or a really great rating, you're able to actually acknowledge that and let them know that you appreciate that. And also, I know that sometimes people get concerned that sometimes reviews allow someone to maybe give a low rating and they're worried about getting that. But what's actually really great is because you can respond to those one-off times when they're lower ratings, it actually gives you the best opportunity to mitigate and manage whatever types of concerns that user might have. And it's a way for you to make sure that you're trying to address their concerns so you can bring them back in as a customer. So again, here's just a really easy way for you to interact with any types of reviews that someone might leave that you can respond back to. And with that, that's basically all the main features of Google My Business that we wanted to walk you through today. There's so much more to play with, but again, this is your chance to learn by actually creating Google My Business account and going through the steps of adjusting the different features and taking advantage of them. But for now, we'll open it up to Q&A. So how can we help?